Memory, but I'm a child of the Great Lakes, so I don't really have any Appalachian style poetry. But my wife does. She's a lot better poet than I am. She used to, every day, I'd be stumbling around the house at 5:15 in the morning getting ready to go to the shoe factory. She'd dash off a 4 or 5 line poem to tuck in with my peanut butter and crackers. So I put 4 of them together to make one poem. Moonlight on frost, dream echoes fading down the valley. A new day slides over the world, a gift of love. Wisps of fog crawl slowly to the river. The dawn chorus sings forth the sun. Day breaks and the world reinvents itself. How does it remember all the little things? There's soft dawn light, the special twilight glow, the shine of spirit, and the radiance of love. The sun rises and sets as it has forever, since light was first called forth. Spring birds fly the pathways of their ancestors. The living planet revolves. Love is power. I've never done any Appalachian style poetry, but when we first moved down here, our friends back in Michigan, they had 3 wonderful home-skilled sons that published their own little magazine every month. So I did a series from the balcony. We used to live in that big ugly gray house right beside Red Oak Realty. Had a nice little balcony on the back overlooking the river. So I would try to send them up one every month or two, a little essay from the balcony. And as gorgeous as the trees are this year, I thought I ought to do this one. This is from 1999, our other real drought year. It was a bad year, but the fall colors were just spectacular. Bare November hills, pine and spruce giving the only color now, but for a few glorious weeks these West Virginia valleys were an artist's delight. The color season was shorter for most trees this year, I suppose, because of the dry spring and summer. But the drought also changed the way the trees finished their year. Trees lower down along the streams and the roads and in town colored up a week or so early. Mountainside trees didn't turn till later. I guess their harsher growing conditions and shallower root systems enabled them to withstand the dry conditions better. And so the autumn color lasted even longer than usual if you could look beyond the trees which are already bare and just concentrate on the ones still in their glory. And glorious they were. Never enjoyed colors like these before. Soft and rich and deep. Not what you would call bright, but not muted either. Unusual tone and quality. Maples, which in most years would be lemon yellow, were a blend of peach and gold. Oaks that ordinarily turned sandy tan became a weird cross between ochre and sienna with hints of purple. The red oaks were burgundy and the scarlet oaks were scarlet with an exclamation point. And the sugar maples, words just can't describe. No painter would dare blend such tints of crimson and rose into a background of orange. All these beautiful trees were set off and accented by a bumper crop of asters. The Joe Pye weed and the goldenrod had lasted until the asters could take over, and I think their season was longer than normal also. Our spring flowers weren't as rich as in some years, but the rains returned to our part of the state by mid-August. The late summer and the autumn flowers all outdid themselves, and crops they are indeed, fully as important as corn or wheat or hay, even if we seldom think them so. Without such beauty around us, we would know the difference between survival and living. From mid-October to November 5th, we walked in beauty. Only 3 weeks, but the longest days I ever sang through. Even after the flowers faded and most of the trees were bare, the beauty did not end. The dry oak leaves, which usually hang on their branches forever, turned loose early, again probably due to the drought. And for another week or so, we were treated to blizzards of brown leaves dancing on the gentle autumn wind, sweeping upward like flocks of birds on the air currents between the hills or hovering in dry clouds above the warm waters of Knapp's Creek. Our weather remained mild, but the nights were clear and the stars refused to be outshone by the waxing moon of November. For the first time ever, I saw more than 6 stars in the Pleiades. In fact, I think I counted 11. Saturn and Jupiter followed the moon across the sky each night, and even the owl that visits the trees along the river held his silence, listening like me to the song of winter coming. Now I stand on our back balcony blowing smoke to the 4 directions, and watching the first snowflakes sneak quietly onto the metal roof because they know the ground is yet warm enough to melt them. Very soon now they won't melt upon the ground, and the wrinkled leaves on the fading grass will be covered. My collar will be up and my hat down, and the evergreens across the valley will be doing the best to carry me through to spring.